King, yes.
The last time Aaron Judge and the Bombers were in the Bronx, they launched 22 home runs over their season-opening homestand. Tonight, they go up against a former Cy Young Award winner, so they'll look to keep the power on full blast. Let's set the stage. It's the New York Yankees hosting the San Francisco Giants on a Friday night at Yankee Stadium. First things first, let's get a quick check of the weather. It will be a little chilly in the boogie down tonight with the feels-like temperature at just 40 degrees. However, the Yankees are hopeful they'll be able to avoid the rain, just a 40% chance of some showers. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Batting Practice Today, presented by Audi. I'm Nancy Newman. The Bombers are back in the Bronx for the second homestand of the season, and it begins with a classic matchup. The Giants franchise is back in its original hometown. More on that is on the way, but first, let's get to tonight's game, and it is the Giants at the Yankees in the first of three at the stadium, and we begin with the starting pitchers. This is our key to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. For the Giants, it's Robbie Ray. He's won both of his starts and has a 3.18 ERA. And for the Yankees, Marcus Stroman gets the ball for his third start, looking for his first victory of the season. Stroman has earned no decisions in each of his starts this year. He went 4 innings in his last outing against the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he was rolling through the first 3 innings. The righty allowed just 1 hit the first time through the order, but then he ran into some trouble in the 4th inning when the first 4 batters reached base safely and ultimately came around to score. Stroman's final line: 4 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Stroman has done well against the National League West in his career, going 16-7 in 31 games. His career ERA against the Giants is 2.92. After that last start against the Pirates, Stroman broke down how he felt in the outing.
I felt pretty good overall. You know, I think I just got in some deep counts in that 4th and walked a few guys. That was really it. And then they swung at 2 first pitches. That was really it. That was the damage, you know. I felt pretty good overall. Just can't put 3 guys on base.
Did you feel like they changed their approach at all in the 4th?
No, like I said, 2 free walks, 3 free walks. I think that's really it.
What do you think of what this offense then was able to do to pick you up a little bit immediately there in that 5th inning?
Yeah, no, this offense has been incredible, you know, even since, you know, the time that I've been here. It's amazing to watch each and every day. You truly feel like you're never out of a game. So incredible offense on display so far, and definitely looking forward to seeing those guys swinging it.
Meanwhile, with 2 wins already this season, Robbie Ray is 1 victory away from matching his total from the previous 2 seasons combined. Because of injuries, the 2021 American League Cy Young Award winner has been limited to just 10 starts since the start of the 2023 season. At his best, he was an elite strikeout artist, but so far this season, he only has 6 strikeouts in 11 1/3 innings. He's also issued 6 walks and allowed 3 home runs. This will be Ray's 7th start against the Yankees and his first since August of 2022. He's 1-3 against them with an ERA over 4. And even when Ray was at his best, the Yankees beat him all 3 times they faced him during his Cy Young season of 2021. The Giants finished 2 games under 500 last season, but this year they're part of a wild start in the National League West. At 9-3, they are just a half game back of the Padres for first place in the division. Earlier, Skipper Boone talked about what to expect from the Giants. It is our quote of the day, courtesy of Toyota, the official hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees.
Complete club. They're pitching really well. We're going to see 3 good starting pitchers in this series. You know, obviously they brought in Adames, Lee back and healthy, you know, Adames and Chapman on that left side of the infield. We saw what Ramos did last year. They got a really good bullpen. So, and obviously they come in playing really well. So, it's a formidable club. And I mean that, you know, this is our second NL West team, and obviously looking like a really good division over there.
Aaron, when you look at Devin Williams, you said obviously the control, the command just not there the last couple of times. He said, you know, more reps, trying to get back on. How do you get him more reps, is it only high leverage situations, or do you consider putting him in other points in time?
Yeah, not really. I mean, when you've gone several days, then obviously, you flip up a plan, but we're starting the, 13 in a row right now. So, he's our closer. So, you're not just going to force him in too much. Again, he's going to get through this. It's just that next layer, next level of strike throwing. And once he does that, he'll be in a good spot.
You.
What have you seen from Stroman, and what do you need to see from him, moving forward?
Yeah, mostly good. I mean, I feel like, especially as the back end of spring training unfolded, the movement quality really started to get to where he wanted them, meaning the bite on the sinker, the movement on the cutter that I feel like has been really good here these first couple of starts. Been a lot of good in those starts. I thought especially his first start, he gave up the homer down the line, which kind of changed the line a little bit, but otherwise I thought he was pretty sharp overall. He was kind of cruising until that fourth inning in his last start as well. So, for him, obviously not being overpowering, making sure his movement is where he needs it, and then in the strike zone enough, because he's gonna work the edges, because he does have command, but making sure he's in the strike zone enough where the walks don't come back to hurt him.
Meredith.
Aaron, Clark spoke after his rehab start the other day. It seemed like things have gone well. What was the report that you got, and when do you expect to pencil him in? Yeah, really good. I just actually watched his outing a couple hours ago. I thought he was sharp. Good, strong 4 innings, 61 pitches. So we'll probably insert him now, in 5 or 6 days. But that being said, I haven't even seen him yet. And I want to kind of get through today with weather and see where we're at, and we'll make a decision exactly what we're going to do. Once that happens, what does that mean for your rotation? Oh, we'll see. I mean, I want to play tonight and see where we're at, and then we'll kind of map that out a little bit.
On we go. Here are the starting lineups for the Giants. Mike Yastrzemski leads off. He ranks 6th in the National League in batting average. Then it's the big offseason signing, Willy Adames, who's off to a slow start. And keep an eye on center fielder Young-Hoo Lee. He leads the majors with 7 doubles this season. For your New York Yankees, Paul Goldschmidt starts it off, followed by Ben Rice and Aaron Judge. The captain grew up in Northern California, and he's been impressive against the Giants in his career. He has a .522 batting average, 5 home runs, and 10 RBIs in 6 games against them. We are just getting started here on Yankees Batting Practice Today, presented by Audi. Coming up next, we're going back in time with a look at the last time these former New York rivals met in the Fall Classic. Stay with us on Yes on the Gotham Sports app.
Yankees Batting Practice Today is presented by Audi, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Yankees. Visit your tri-state Audi dealer today.
With Udemy, there's a world of possibility at your fingertips. With one click, you're in the leading online marketplace for learning and skills. Want to become an AI expert? This is learning from real-world experts around the globe. Want to awaken your artistic side? This is learning your way. Want to switch professions? Help your team reskill? This is Udemy, the power of possibilities.
Always stressing about what to eat? Meet Nourish. Nourish connects you with a personal dietitian covered by your insurance. Your dietitian can help you build a meal plan, teach you about nutrition, and even give support during tricky menu dilemmas. Nourish accepts insurance in all 50 states, and 94% of Nourish patients pay $0 out of pocket. Heal your relationship with food. Sign up with Nourish today. Find your personal dietitian at usenourish.com.
Switch to Square and join over 4 million businesses worldwide. More than a point of sale, Square keeps you ready for any restaurant rush. And with Square, there are no hidden fees ever. At Square, get 24/7 support to help keep lines moving. And with Square Banking, get a loan quickly for everything from small repairs to the biggest dreams. Gain time and peace of mind with restaurant tools that bring everything together. Switch to Square today. Visit square.com to get started.
For your home and your range, Bad Boy Mowers and Tractors are engineered for the life you lead. With superior accessories and implements that will help you make the most of your land. Bad Boy Mowers and Tractors. Power, performance, attitude.
Listen up. Stop buying meat and seafood at the grocery store. Look, I always want to feed my kids the best possible food. And sometimes, it's not cheap. ButcherBox is not cheap. Here's why. ButcherBox is obsessive with their sourcing. Their meat and seafood is free from over 200 banned ingredients, like artificial flavors. All the ButcherBox proteins never have any antibiotics or added hormones, ever. At $169 a box with 9 to 14 pounds of protein in it, that comes out to a sweet deal.
Read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan.
Dad, stay out of the kitchen.
What's she talking about?
Yeah! In your face, Doc!
That's the kitchen, Jason.
I tried to tell him, but he didn't listen to me.
Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory.
You are a GM. You have the first pick of the 2026 draft. Who are we taking with that pick?
I mean, I gotta go, my brother.
Yeah.
Even though I think he's deserving of it, but yeah, definitely Jacob Lombard.
Yeah. What's the scouting report on Jacob so far?
He's a stud. I mean, I think in a lot of ways we're pretty similar players. Like, have similar builds. He's a really good athlete, plus athlete. Shortstop can really, I mean, just like I can kind of play anywhere on the field, but really good shortstop. He's gonna hit with some power, good hitter, knows the game well, and yeah, just all around good athlete.
Check out the rest of that interview with Yankees top prospect George Lombard Jr. on Conversations, a homegrown podcast on the Gotham Sports app. 5 new episodes are available featuring Yankees minor league players and staff members. They're all out now on the Gotham Sports app. We thank you for being with us on Yankees Batting Practice today, presented by Audi. As we mentioned earlier, this is a classic matchup between teams who were once neighbors. The Yankees have the all-time best winning percentage. The Giants rank second. They've played in the World Series 7 times, most recently back in 1962. That was a true fall classic.
The 1962 World Series was one of the more memorable editions of the Fall Classic. The Yankees were in the midst of a dynasty, seeking their 8th world title since 1950. Meanwhile, the Giants won the National League pennant for the first time since moving to the West Coast in 1958, beating the Dodgers in a 3-game playoff. The eyes of the entire baseball world were fixated on San Francisco and Candlestick Park for Game 1.
The 1962 World Series is underway from Candlestick Park.
The Yankees' bats were out for Game 1, powered by a Clete Boyer home run that broke a 2-2 tie in the 7th. The Yankees took a 1-0 series lead. Jack Sanford 3-hit the Yanks in Game 2, while Willie McCovey anchored the Giants' offense with a solo blast in the 7th.
This one is a home run for Willie McCovey.
It was quite a thrill. I think I glided around the bases. I couldn't feel my feet at the ground.
My feeling was, well, we split. Now we're going to our home base in New York for 3 games. And so that's what we were wanting to do.
The Giants knew they were going into a tough place to play, but remained confident.
Well, the stadium itself will intimidate you. The players don't intimidate you. I mean, we knew about Mantle and Maris and Whitey Ford and, Yogi Berra and all those guys, and we knew they were good players.
The Yankees took Game 3. Momentum looked to be on the Bombers' side heading into Game 4, but the Giants' Chuck Hiller changed all that.
He swings her a long belt to right field. It's well hit. Maris back at the fence. It's gone. Chuck Hiller has just hit a grand slam home run for the Giants.
In a World Series, it usually happens that way. It seems like the guy you least expect seems come out being the hero.
A rain delay pushed Game 5 back a day, but Tom Tresh rose to the occasion and led the Yanks to a 5-3 victory. The scene was to shift back to San Francisco, but Mother Nature had other plans.
Rain, rain, rain. And the thing I remember most about the entire series was the rain involved in it. They even had the helicopters trying to dry off the field so we could play.
We were starting to wonder if we was going to ever finish this World Series.
With the rain finally passing, the Giants won behind a brilliant performance by Billy Pierce, who 3-hit the Yankees, forcing a pivotal Game 7.
This is it. One whole year wrapped up in one ball game.
I think there was a certain amount of tension, but I think if I remember correctly, we had a 1-run lead, and we were grateful to get 1 run. We were hoping for more than that.
Clinging to that lead, the Yankees were trying to stave off a 9th-inning comeback by the Giants.
Lou was leading off, and I knew he loved to bunt, and he laid the bunt down right towards me. I could not make the play, and so he was on with a base hit. Then, if I remember correctly, we got the next 2 out, and then Willie Mays hit a ringing double to right field, and Roger Maris made a great cutoff, a perfect relay to me, and I in turn threw it home to Elston Howard.
Matty Alou was held up at the last moment. It looked like he was going to make a try for it. Bobby Richardson took the relay from Roger Maris and rifled a throw into Elston Howard. 1 hop, he would have had him at the plate.
He would have been out, so it was the best thing to do is to hold him up. So anyway, I get up, and I figured they were going to walk me because first base is open.
This place is a madhouse right now. The Yankees lead 1-0, the bottom of the 9th. The Giants have runners at 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs, and Willie McCovey is the batter. He swings and sends a long ball to right field. Maris is chasing it. It is curving foul. It's going in the seats.
Normally, on a ball like that, I would hit it out long ways to right field, fair. But I just got out front just a little bit and pulled it foul. And like I say, the next pitch he threw me was the famous line drive to Richardson.
There's a liner straight to Richardson. The ball game is over and the World Series is over.
Then, of course, there was celebration on the mound. Gave the ball to Ralph Terry, and he was then voted most valuable player of the World Series.
It's funny, losing that World Series, we figured, well, we're going to be back next year. We thought we'd probably win the National League pennant for the next 10 years because we felt we had that type of ball club. And little did we know we wasn't going to go back again, but that's baseball. You just never know.
What a series. The Yankees won it in 7 games, but the Giants actually outscored them by 1 run. With the tying and go-ahead runs in scoring position, San Francisco slugger Willie McCovey lined out to end it, giving the Bombers their 20th World Series title. MVP honors went to Yankees pitcher Ralph Terry, who posted a sub-2 ERA while starting 3 of the games. Let us take another break here on Yankees Batting Practice Today, presented by Audi. What a start it's been for Paul Goldschmidt. We talk about the first baseman next. Don't go anywhere.
If you want to follow your dreams,
follow your dreams,
the only way to go is up.
and sometimes up again until you find your way.
Because if you aren't doing it your way, are you really even doing it?
So go ahead.
Make some noise.
And take up space.
And remember that every dream starts the same way.
With a single step.
DSW, a shoe for every you.
Custom shirts help people feel like they're part of a team. My name is Timothy Chi, and I'm the CEO of Wedding Wire. We're very proud customers of Custom Ink. We keep coming back to Custom Ink because of the quality of the product, the customer service, and the ease of use. That moment you walk in the office and people are wearing the same gear, you feel a sense of connectedness and belonging right away. And our shirts from Custom Ink help bring us together.
We make it easy to wow all your groups with high-quality custom apparel, accessories, and promo products, all backed by our guarantee at customink.com.
For you, it's more than a bank transaction. It's landing your first fundraise. Or maybe it's payroll for your crew. So why doesn't banking do more? What if it was cutting-edge software that acted as a platform for your ambition? The truth is, banking can do more. That's why over 200,000 entrepreneurs love Mercury. Because we bring all the ways you use money into a single product that feels extraordinary to use, so you can do more.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get the deal now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
Welcome back, and once again, we have an eye on the weather forecast. There is a chance of showers tonight. However, the Yankees opened the gates on time, so some good news there as we get closer to game time. It is so good to have you back with us here on Yankees Batting Practice today, presented by Audi. And what a road trip it was for Paul Goldschmidt. He collected hits in all 6 games, and in 5 of them, he had more than just one. In fact, it's been 3 multi-hit games in a row. It's been an impressive start to Goldschmidt's pinstripe era. He's hit safely in 8 of his 12 games, and over that road trip, he batted .481 with a couple of doubles while reaching base in half of his plate appearances. If he can come up with 2 more hits tonight, it will be his longest stretch of consecutive multi-hit games since early in the 2023 season. Goldschmidt gets to face a lefty tonight, and he has been excellent against southpaws. He's batting .611 against them this year. For the season, Goldschmidt is batting .383. That ranks 3rd best in all of baseball. He has 4 extra base hits, with 3 of them coming off left-handed pitchers, and his OPS overall is well over 900. This will be the 167th time he's faced the Giants, more than any other team in his career. Shifting to some other storylines in baseball, the Atlanta Braves lost their first 7 games of the season and had just 1 victory through their first 9. But last night, they had a chance to win a series, hosting the Philadelphia Phillies in a rubber game that was interrupted by nearly a 3-hour rain delay. It ended with a bang, though. In the bottom of the 11th inning, with the game tied at 2 and not too many fans left in the stands, Marcell Ozuna walked it off. A deep 2-run home run to left center at 12:53 in the morning. It was the 2nd home run of the year for Ozuna. The rain delay lasted 2 hours, 45 minutes, but the game ends with the Braves taking 2 of 3 from their NL East rivals for their first series win of the young season. Elsewhere, the Cubs acquired reliever Tom Cosgrove from the Padres in exchange for cash considerations. The Angels' Joe Adell hit a solo home run and a 3-run shot in the 5th inning against the Rays on Thursday, becoming the 3rd player in franchise history to homer twice in 1 inning. And the Athletics say they remain on track for a June groundbreaking on their Las Vegas stadium. Let us take one final break here on Yankees Batting Practice today, presented by Audi. We will wrap things up with some other things to watch for. Keep it here on Yes and the Gotham Sports app.
Studies show that over time, pets begin to resemble their owners. But even if they look like family, most aren't protected like family. In fact, only 4% of dogs and 1% of cats have proper pet insurance. Healthy Paws offers high-quality pet insurance protection that keeps your pet happy and healthy for years to come. Protected like family. Visit healthypaws.com today.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get the deal now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
I'm sitting on top of the world. I'm rolling along. Yes, rolling along. I don't want any millions. I'm getting my share. I've only got one suit. That's all I can wear. And a sweet little honey on top of the world.
But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Or get 0.9% APR on 2025 Sierra 1500 models. Or current eligible GMC owners get over $7,800 total value on select Sierra 1500 models.
We are back. The Yankees own the best run differential in the American League. It's plus 23. Now they're back home in the Bronx, where they averaged nearly 9 runs per game on their first homestand. Let us get a quick check of tonight's injury report, brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Clark Schmidt tossed another scoreless outing for Double-A Somerset yesterday. He's expected to rejoin the Yankees rotation next week. On Wednesday, Aaron Judge drove in 2 key insurance runs in the 9th inning. That gives him 20 RBIs already, and he's only the 4th Yankee to have that many through the team's first 12 games of a season. Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Alex Rodriguez are the others. As for some other things to look out for, the Giants have the 3rd best run differential in the majors. And while we mentioned Willie Adames is off to a slow start, he's done well against the Yankees recently. The Bombers, meanwhile, lead the majors in runs per game, and Ben Rice has a hard hit percentage of 72. The Major League average is just over 40%. Here's a look at the upcoming schedule for the Yankees. The Giants are in town for 2 more games after tonight. Then the homestand continues with the Kansas City Royals for 3 games before the Yankees hit the road for a very familiar spot. They'll be the visitors at Steinbrenner Field for 4 games against the Rays. That does it for this edition of Yankees Batting Practice today, presented by Audi. Our next BPTV comes your way tomorrow at 2 p.m., and I will see you then. Right now, our game day coverage rolls on. It's the first game of a 3-game set against the visiting Giants in the Bronx. Marcus Stroman gets the ball for the home team in the opener. We set the scene. Time to hand off to the very best pregame in the business. It's next on Yes and the Gotham Sports app.
I'm sandwiched between the 2 generations. I'm helping to give caregiver responsibilities to my dad and then my son, who's just out of college. So it's like, where can I put my money where it can grow a little bit faster? I found Wealthfront and let it work its magic. The cash account is more like, what will my dad need? And then the investment account is what I want. My passion is traveling. I traveled to 6 continents. My last continent is what I'm trying to save for. You get that, oh, you've earned so much this month. It's like, hey, I made a wise decision there.
Can you hear it? It's on. National Griddle Week is here, and you don't want to miss out. You'll make every breakfast, lunch, and dinner better on a Blackstone. You can cook anything, anytime, anywhere with America's best-selling griddle. Go to your nearest Blackstone retailer or blackstoneproducts.com now for special National Griddle Week deals and make everything better on a Blackstone.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get the deal now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
Well, if you want my 2 cents on interest rates, we got options.
My 2 cents. This one's priced to sell.
My 2 cents.
My 2 cents?
My 2 cents.
My 2 cents.
My 2 cents?
Here's my 2 cents. I'm planning for the future. Interest plus interest equals more interest. Come on, man. You gonna drink that?
Hi, Joan. Perfect timing. I have a few questions.
Of course. Let's look at your plan.
Babe Ruth knows a thing or two about this classic rivalry. It used to be an interborough battle, but now it's East meets West as the New York Yankees host the San Francisco Giants on a Friday night at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. We certainly hope you're having a great night. Welcome to the FanDuel Yankees pregame. Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry with you first to 3. Yanks against the Giants. Yanks back in the Bronx. Going to be lively. And as we get your Hyundai opening comment, Yankees hoping that that liveliness, that energy translates to their team in the offense.
Yeah, I think they want it to go right to the bat rack as guys are taking their bats to the plate, Bob. They want to say, start me up, because they're back in the Bronx where they have averaged almost 9 runs per game and almost 4 home runs per game. Yes, it's a small sample size. It's 6 games, but these Yankee hitters love hitting in the Bronx, trying to do some damage against a good pitcher in Robbie Ray for the Giants. And when you talk about start me up, the same could be said for the Yankees starter in Marcus Stroman. He has shown some effectiveness in his 2 starts so far this year, but then he has hit a road bump in both of those, Bob, trying to go a little deeper in this game tonight.
All right, let's find out what's happening at the stadium right now. Meredith Morakovich standing by with the Clubhouse Report presented by your local Ford stores. As long as we're on the theme of start me up, are we going to be starting me up on time here to get this game going on time, or what's happening with the weather?
Bob, you know, whenever I am in this booth, it is never a good sign. The tarp has been on the field all day. The grounds crew hasn't been out in a while. And although nothing has been officially announced, the way the rain was coming down a short while ago, you wonder if this one won't wind up starting in a delay. Again, nothing officially announced by the Yankees yet. But even when they get going, they're going to be playing through rain in this one. It looks like it's going to get worse as the night goes on. Tomorrow looks as though they're going to have some rain. Sunday looks as though it'll be okay. One thing we know with this Yankees season to start, they have not been blessed with great weather. As far as the Giants are concerned, it's kind of weird when you look at the schedule. This is the 5th series they are playing of the year, 4th against a National League team, 2nd against a team from the National League West, and the Giants are off to a pretty nice start at 9-3. 3 of those wins coming in walk-off fashion. Earlier today, I asked Aaron Boone his impression of this Giants squad.
Complete club. They're pitching really well. We're going to see 3 good starting pitchers in this series. You know, obviously they brought in Adames, Lee back and healthy. You know, Adames and Chapman on that left side of the infield. We saw what Ramos did last year. They got a really good bullpen. So, and obviously they come in playing really well. So, it's a formidable club. And I mean, that, you know, this is our second NL West team, and obviously looking like a really good division over there.
And here's a look at the pitching matchups for this series. Robbie Ray, Jack, as you mentioned, going tonight. He'll be opposed by Marcus Stroman. When you look at this Giants staff as a whole, they have been pretty good. 10th best in the majors right now with a 3.48 ERA to start the season. As far as Stroman is concerned, he has not factored in to either decision in his first 2 starts. You look at last one, he went 3 innings strong, scoreless, and then gave up 4 runs in that 4th inning. Earlier, Aaron Boone was asked what Stroman needs to show him tonight.
Mostly good. I mean, I feel like, especially as the back end of spring training unfolded, the movement quality really started to get to where he wanted them, meaning the bite on the sinker, the movement on the cutter that I feel like has been really good here these first couple of starts. Been a lot of good in those starts. You know, I thought especially his first start, he gave up the homer down the line, which kind of changed the line a little bit, but otherwise I thought he was pretty sharp overall. He was kind of cruising until that 4th inning in his last start as well. So, you know, for him, obviously not being overpowering, making sure his movement is where he needs it, and then in the strike zone enough. You know, because he's gonna work the edges because he does have command, but you know, making sure he's in the strike zone enough where, you know, the walks don't come back to hurt him.
Bob and Jack, let's keep it with starting pitcher, and that brings us to the Morgan & Morgan injury report, and that takes us to Clark Schmidt. He was in action with the Somerset Patriots yesterday. He went 4 scoreless innings, allowing just 3 hits. He struck out 4 in the process through 61 pitches. Aaron Boone said he actually watched this outing earlier today, was impressed how crisp his stuff was. He will be inserted back in the rotation. Aaron Boone did not have a specific date yet. I asked him what that means for this Yankees rotation when Clark Schmidt is back. Who's going to be the odd man out? And Aaron Boone said they are not prepared to make that decision yet, but you better believe internally that there are discussions being had right now to decide what direction they want to go. Now, as far as tonight is concerned, Jack, to your point, they'd love to get some more length from Marcus Stroman. Also, the Yankees coming off of an off day, so their bullpen is fully rested, but you look at the stretch that the Yankees are on now, they have 13 games in a row. One thing we are going to see most likely a lot of is that's Devin Williams. He said after his last outing in Detroit, where he struggled to get that 27th out, that he just felt like he wasn't quite there. He didn't feel like 100% of himself yet. He's getting close, but not quite as crisp on the mound as he would like to be. He said he's had slow starts to the season before. He will work himself out of it. And if you look at the way he's been used due to the schedule and the way the games have unfolded, he has not had consistent work. One thing Aaron Boone did say, Devin Williams is our closer. He's going to work it out. He's not too far off, so expect to see him should the situation dictate it, but he has the utmost confidence that Devin Williams is going to be able to sort through it. And one more note on Yankee pitching. This one, former Yankee pitcher in Andy Pettitte today was announced that he is going to be the pitching coach for Team USA. We've seen him around the stadium a lot this year, especially during spring training, helping out here. He's a member of the Yankees staff, helping some of the guys in that clubhouse, in the bullpen, and now he is going to be the pitching coach for Team USA for the second time. Mark DeRosa is the manager of that team, guys.
Well, those players on that roster are going to get a lot of great intel from Andy Pettitte. And by the way, you're going to be handing out more intel. You were named the co-host of the Yankees official podcast. Are you ready to get your pod on? You ready to go?
Bob, it's officially official now. I am so ready to go. It should be fun. I'll have the opportunity to talk to guys for an extended period of time in a relaxed environment, hopefully give fans a little bit more of something that they maybe wouldn't have heard about some of these guys as this season unfolds. So I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you'll listen, Bob.
We will, because it's officially official now. When it was unofficially official, I didn't have as much interest, but now that I know, we'll definitely be listening. Meredith, have a great night. We'll see you in just a bit with Michael and Paul. Now, the Yes app has moved to the Gotham Sports app, your new home for streaming live Yankees, Nets, and more, free with an eligible TV provider subscription. Download the Gotham Sports app now and sign in with your existing Yes app username and password, or visit GothamSports.com to get streaming. Well, all season long here on Yes, we want to invite you viewers to show us the different ways you support the Bronx Bombers. Use the QR code on screen with a hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and post pictures to social media that reflect your love for the Yankees. We might spotlight you in a future game. Pinstripe Pride is brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. We're just getting started on the FanDuel Yankees pregame. After a break, we'll look at the impact Paul Goldschmidt is making in the Bombers lineup, whether leading off or cleaning up. He is producing. That's next on Yes and the Gotham Sports app.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is presented by FanDuel. New customers get $250 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. Get the deal now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
Well, if you want my 2 cents on interest rates, we got options.
My 2 cents. This one's priced to sell. My 2 cents. My 2 cents.
My 2 cents. My 2 cents. My 2 cents. Here's my 2 cents. I'm planning for the future. Interest plus interest equals more interest. Come on, now. You gonna drink that?
Hi, Joan. Perfect timing. I have a few questions.
Of course. Let's look at your plan. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
The Kia K4 and K5 represent what comes next. The next movement for innovation. And the next movement for acceleration. The Kia K4 and K5. Get 2.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2025 K4 or 2025 K5.
Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. The Yankees Pregame Show on Yes is brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com.
It's time for the pregame odds segment presented by FanDuel. The Bombers are back in the Bronx, and the homestand begins with a classic matchup against the Giants. For a same-game parlay, let's go with Ben Rice to hit a home run, Paul Goldschmidt to record a hit, and Marcus Stroman to go over 3.5 strikeouts. That parlay would hit at a plus 999. Right now, new customers get $250 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins.
He's such a pro. What he's brought to this team, besides the performance on the field, I think just in the clubhouse, always speaking up in meetings, sharing his scouting reports, what he's thinking. Even for me, something I did with Gleyber Torres a lot, if he either struck out or got on base, just looking at him about what he's seen the pitcher do or what he felt in the box and, give me that information, helps the next guy behind me and the next guy behind them. So he's just been a huge piece for us, and he's really been kind of a catalyst for this offense, just kind of getting things going.
Aaron Judge talking about the veteran savvy of Paul Goldschmidt. And I said this to you the other day, and I wasn't kidding, that when Aaron Judge, every at-bat seems like you got to watch it. I kind of feel the same about Goldschmidt because it's going to be a really quality at-bat.
Yeah, so far this season, Goldschmidt has fit in so comfortable as a Yankee. The Yankees believed this was a possibility when they signed him. Those are the numbers on the season, Bob. He was in better on the most recent road trip where he was 13 for 27. And one of the things that has stood out for me about Goldschmidt this season is what he has done with 2 strikes. He gets to 2 strikes. He's better than a 300 hitter. Last year, he hit under 175 in those situations. And Bob, when he did his introductory Zoom press conference, when he became a Yankee, he said, I let the pitcher dictate too many of my at-bats last season. He said, before you knew it, I was 0-2, 1-2, and then I was losing that battle. I think he has been aggressive and made sure that he's dictating the at-bats this season, and the results have been terrific, hitting to all fields.
Yeah, I was going to say that. As much as we laud Aaron Judge for that and some of the other Yankees, he is great at that. We've seen him just block balls off the right field, and again, he racks up multi-hit games so far.
I was talking to Tino Martinez today, of course, a former Yankee first baseman. When I asked him about Paul Goldschmidt's swing, he actually compared it a little bit to Derek Jeter and the fact that Goldschmidt can go the other way. He does inside-out pitches sometimes. Now, he's got a ton of power, and he's someone who can put the ball in the seats as well, but I feel as if he takes what the pitcher is giving to him, and Bob, whether he's hitting first or whether he's hitting fourth, he has looked so good in that Yankee lineup.
You can catch that interview with Tino Martinez coming up on the next News and Views podcast with Jack Curry. Did I sell that enough?
You said it. It's great. And Tino touched upon everything: Goldschmidt, Bellinger, Fried, and of course the memorable Yankee championships he was a part of.
And when I tease it next time, I won't try and use the wacky. I'll take the wacky down.
I like the wackiness. I'll take any promotion possible.
Let's take a look at the Yankees starting lineup for tonight's ball game, courtesy of Toyota. Aaron Judge, career against the Giants, 5 homers, 10 runs batted in. He is 3 for 8 off Robbie Ray with 3 homers and 4 walks. Judge and Paul Goldschmidt, each coming off 2 hit games a couple games ago. Goldschmidt, by the way, hitting .383. He's riding a 6-game hitting streak. Well, StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud, looks at Robbie Ray's pitch arsenal for this season. It is a lot of fastballs, more than 61%. In fact, that former seamer clocks in at just over 93 miles per hour. So, Jack, he is coming right at you with that thing.
I have John Flaherty's words swimming in my brain when you talk about a pitcher like Robbie Ray. He's proud of his fastball. It's old country hardball in a way. He's going to come right at you with that four-seamer. In fact, there are only 2 pitchers in the major leagues who have thrown their four-seamer starters more often than him, and that would be Joe Ryan and Hunter Green. And Bob, he throws it a lot because he's gotten great results. Batters are 3 for 27 against that pitch this season, but Ray hasn't really been himself. He's a strikeout guy, and in 11-plus innings, only 6 strikeouts so far this year and 6 walks. I expect the Yankees to be aggressive against him because he throws so many fastballs.
All right, meanwhile, it's going to be Marcus Stroman getting the ball for the Yankees, and coming up on the FanDuel Yankees pregame, we'll take a look at what's in store for his 3rd start of the season. Stick around.
Well, if you want my 2 cents on interest rates, we got options.
My 2 cents. This one's priced to sell. My 2 cents. My 2 cents.
My 2 cents.
My 2 cents. My 2 cents.
Here's my 2 cents. I'm planning for the future. Interest plus interest equals more interest. Come on now. You gonna drink that?
Hi, Joan. Perfect timing. I have a few questions.
Of course. Let's look at your plan.
LX.
Big news from Sonic. New Junior Chicken Sandwiches. That's not the news. Including honey chipotle. Wait, there's still more. Are only $1.99. Okay, we gotta work on your timing, bud. Find Junior Chicken Sandwiches on the $1.99 menu. Live free, eat Sonic.
Check it out.
He showed up with Pizza Hut's Cheesy Bites Pizza and his A game, slicing through the lane, feeding the post. Best delivery guy ever, Peter Zahut. The Cheesy Bites Pizza and new Ranch Lovers Flight. Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
A blind spot that's never out of sight. How it should be. The Hyundai Tucson.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month for 36 months, or get 3.99% APR for 72 months today.
Only 1 in 5 people with disabilities, including those with autism, are employed, despite many having the skill set and desire to work. Why? Outdated stigmas and beliefs. So let us make it easy. This is a job for someone with autism. This is a job for someone with autism. So is this. That job? Also perfect. Businesses value diversity, but sometimes overlook the unique strengths and abilities of the autism community. Introducing WIN, the Workplace Inclusion Now program by Autism Speaks. We bridge the gap and help businesses lead the way in inclusive hiring. Yes, these are all jobs for someone with autism. To learn more and lead the way in inclusive hiring, go to autismspeaks.org/win. Yep, that job too.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is brought to you in part by Cadillac. Spring is the season for new beginnings, and it's the best time to get behind the wheel of a sophisticated new Cadillac SUV. Visit your tri-state Cadillac dealer today.
After a frigid end of their road trip, this is not the kind of forecast the Yankees hope to return home to. But to tell us what's in store for the night, let's check in with Optimum News 12.
Hey Yankees fans, I'm News 12 meteorologist Hope Asalka with your game day forecast, and the Yankees are right at home here in the Bronx. Here's how it's looking at first pitch. Make sure that you got your ponchos on. Some rain will be coming down. You have a chilly breeze and temperatures will be in the upper 40s. By the 7th inning, it's raw and rainy and it feels cold to be outside. By the end of the game, the rain starts picking up as well as those gusty winds. So what's your moodcast? Let us know at News 12 The Bronx. Enjoy the game. Back to you.
Hope, thank you. Let's talk about Marcus Stroman, Jack, taking the ball. He'll be making his third start and just trying to push deeper into games. Where's he at right now, 2 starts in?
Yeah, it was a tale of 2 halves in this start, Bob, and that kind of tells the story. First 3 innings, he retired 9 out of 10. He seemed very confident. He was using the sinker, the slurve, and the cutter. But then in the 4th inning, he got himself in trouble with a couple of leadoff walks, and he ended up giving up 4 runs in that inning. The Yankees had a nice lead, so Aaron Boone went to the bullpen in the 5th. I think Boone said it well before the game. Stroman is not going to overpower anyone, so it's all about location and command. We know he's going to pitch to the edges. He wants to get that soft contact. He'll get some swing and miss as well, but he can't live in the middle of the plate. He makes a mistake in the middle of the plate, it's going to be a problem for him. That'd be a problem for every pitcher, but he really wants batters to swing at stuff that's on the edges or outside of the zone.
Giants have been pretty good so far this season. The offense clicking. They're coming off a game in which they had 4 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 homers against the Reds. This is their starting lineup that'll face Stroman, courtesy of Toyota. Jung-Hoo Lee is in center field. Most doubles in the majors with 7. Willie Adames, 9 for 19 in his career off Stroman. Mike Yastrzemski, just 3 for 14. And Matt Chapman, 4 for 16. But, Jack, you look at some of those batting averages, 344, 333 to start the season. This is a Giants team that's 9-3, and I know it's early, but right in the fray in that National League West.
And then I also look at Adames, who hasn't started hitting yet and is under 200. And, by the way, we should point out really good numbers against Stroman. He's 9 for 19 off Stroman. But the Giants have also been really guided by their pitching. The ERA is under 3. And you mentioned the 9-3, Bob. They could conceivably be 12-0. The games they've lost, 3-2, 2-0, and 1-0. So 1 or 2 big swings away from winning those games as well. They are a formidable opponent.
I got to take one last break here on the FanDuel Yankees pregame as we get closer to the latest chapter of this classic rivalry. Some of the biggest names in baseball history have been a part of it, and they've met in several fall classics. We'll take a quick look back next on Yes in the Gotham Sports app.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is brought to you in part by your local Hyundai dealers. There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Visit HyundaiUSA.com today.
Well, if you want my 2 cents on interest rates, we got options.
My 2 cents.
Right now at the Home Depot, shop Spring Black Friday savings on Samsung appliances, like the all-in-one washer-dryer with super speed from Samsung, ranked #1 in customer satisfaction.
That was easy.
Get free delivery now at the Home Depot.
Any NBA play can inspire your next hunch. And with FanDuel, you can turn them into big wins. So if you think they're going to rock the rim right out of the gates, hello, or you want to RSVP to the block party.
There he is. Yes, sir.
Or you think it's going to start raining threes. Let's go! FanDuel has more ways to bet on players so you can make your hunches happen with America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if you win.
Any further thoughts? I think I need to do more with my money. Should I still be renting? I live with my mom. How much should I save for my kids' tuition? What kids?
How early is early retirement?
How much is in your 401k?
All my money's in checking. What does the K stand for?
Ben, what's on your mind?
Could I be doing more with my money?
Let's look at where you're at and talk new goals.
Make sense of your money with Citizens.
I got another Papa Pairings order. I need 3 medium pepperoni, 2 orders wings, breadsticks, cheese sticks, brownies.
They called the right place, Chef.
This order is my Everest. See you at the summit. We're making you Papa Pairings for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Driving the Nissan Rogue with Google built in is like the perfect assist.
Hey Google, add basketball hoop to the shopping list.
See why it's been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy for 11 years in a row. Drive the award-winning Nissan Rogue today.
Now get a low $249 per month lease on Rogue, or get up to $27.50 total savings on Rogue Rock Creek.
Yankees Pregame Show on Yes is brought to you in part by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com.
Well, this rivalry used to be a battle of the boroughs in New York, with the Polo Grounds a little more than a stone's throw away from the house that Ruth built. Less than a mile away, in fact. Fast forward to present day, the Polo Grounds is gone, and the current version of Yankee Stadium stands across the street from where the old one was. That would be just a quick hop, skip, and a jump for Jack on his daily run, right? 0.7 miles.
That would be fantastic. I could do that several times, I think, actually, Bob.
Back and forth, that'd be kind of fun. A historic franchise. The Giants and Yankees, no doubt about that. 7 World Series matchups. Yankees won 5 of them. 5 of their 27 World Series titles compared to the Giants' 8. And the Yankees all-time winning percentage, best in the majors. The Giants second. There's so many great things about this rivalry, and we don't see it as much, certainly, Jack, but just so many great players have been a part of it, too.
We talk about the history of it, and you're going back to a time in New York baseball history where you had 3 teams in New York City. But, Bob, look at Aaron Judge's history. When he was growing up in Northern California, the San Francisco Giants were his favorite team. The player that he watched and then later studied his swing, Barry Bonds. And now he is doing Barry Bonds-like things at the major league level. And when he has played the Giants, he has been terrific. It's only 6 games, but Judge, 5 home runs and 10 runs batted in against the Giants. So whatever era it would have been, Aaron Judge would have been a superstar playing in this rivalry.
So we talked about Judge, how good a start he's off to, good numbers against Robbie Ray. We've talked about Paul Goldschmidt. Another bat in that lineup to keep an eye on is Ben Rice and the production that he's had out of the gate in the DH spot.
Yeah, Bob, the other day when we were doing our postgame, I said that Ben Rice went into the offseason with some homework. He gave himself some homework. Perhaps the Yankees gave him that homework, but he came back bigger, stronger, and a better hitter. He is hitting the ball harder than anyone in Major League Baseball, an exit velocity of almost 98 miles an hour.
By the way, first pitch, the Yankees officially announcing scheduled for 7:30, so we'll stay on track for that as we get your key to Game 1 of this series.
I'm going back to the bullpen. I think the Yankees need to wield the pen tonight, wield a mighty pen if they can. They would be thrilled if Stroman gave them 5 solid innings because they have a rested bullpen after having been off yesterday. And I want to emphasize something that Meredith brought up about Devin Williams. You want to succeed, that means you want to get back out there more quickly. He needs to find the feel on that changeup, Bob. He threw 14 changeups in his last outing. 7 of them were balls, 5 were foul balls, 1 swing and miss, 1 called strike. That airbender needs to be a much better pitch for him. I think going forward it will.
We'll keep an eye on the field for every pitcher out there tonight with the rainy conditions at the stadium. We'll take a quick break. That music is going to change to a little sad sax for the first time this season. And we'll set the stage from the stadium and the studio coming up here on Yes and the Gotham Sports app.
Well, if you want my 2 cents on interest rates, we got options.
My 2 cents. This one's priced to sell. My 2 cents. My 2 cents.
My 2 cents.
My 2 cents.
My 2 cents?
Here's my 2 cents. I'm planning for the future. Interest plus interest equals more interest. Come on, now. You gonna drink that?
Hi, Joan. Perfect timing. I have a few questions.
Of course. Let's look at your plan.
Mobile's Family Freedom will help pay off your old phones and give you 4 iPhone 16s on us.
When you see a car, you can find it on Auto Trader. Even my TV detective car. Just put your info in the Kelly Blue Book My Wallet, browse personalized monthly payments from dealers in your area, then start and finish the deal online. Case closed.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound.
For more than a decade, Farxiga has been trusted again and again and again. Ask your doctor about Farxiga.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Now get employee pricing on the Bronco lineup plus $2,000 Conquest cash for owners of any competitor vehicle, no trade-in required. Only at your local Ford stores.
Hi, I'm Wayne from WB Mason. I'm here to see Chef.
We're all set. We don't need any paper.
Wait! We get everything from them. WB Mason has it all. Smallwares, flatware, pizza boxes, plates, receipt paper, uniforms, everything.
And it's delivered the next day free with no minimum order. We sell cleaning supplies too.
Oh, fantastic. Because now we need a garbage can and some Bounty paper towels.
Who but WB Mason for your food service needs?
You know what the sad sacks means? It means there's a rain delay, but don't worry, it's not going to be that long. First pitch is scheduled for approximately 7:30, so we'll have about a 30-minute delay. They just took the tarp off. They're getting the field ready, and at 7:30, we hope to have baseball for you between the Yankees and the San Francisco Giants. It'll be Marcus Stroman for the Yanks and Robbie Ray for the San Francisco Giants. So the beginning of this pregame set delayed for just a half hour, so stay where you are because we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be back with the guys in the studio. That's Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry. All coming up next right here on Yes. And the New York Yankees take the field. Let's do it here in the Bronx. There it goes! See ya! There's a leadoff hitter, 1-0 Yanks.
Then it all comes down to the starting pitcher.
Swing and a miss. Strike three. They punch him out. Getting it done here in the Bronx. Bellinger lost one deep to right center. There it goes into the bleachers. See ya.
Rechecked one of the boxes. Always want to get that first home run out of the way.
Le dije, vamos a hacer maldades. Vuelvo, yo te traje. Pago allá el mahones si no baila pa' que sale. De mi aquí están mis anormales. Que cabrón, tú mueves ese en el. Esto es pa' las nenas nuevas, pa' los nenes, pa' la vida.
With USPS Ground Advantage, it's like you're with us every step of the way.
Right on time.
Stay in the know from your dock to their door.
Outback Steakhouse has a 3-course meal called the Aussie Aussie Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi.
With soup or salad, your choice of select entrees, and cheesecake for dessert.
Oi, 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 oi.
It's three oys. 3 courses starting at $14.99 at Outback for a limited time.
There are different ways to get to the future. Fidelity can help you save for and live in retirement with a free personalized plan. No matter what your future holds, Fidelity can help you take on retirement.
Today, let's paint with Behr, the most trusted paint brand. Oh, you're already done.
Yeah, we painted earlier. Now we're done painting.
Well, usually I have to show up and motivate people.
Not us. He did all the research. Behr has #1 rated products.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer. Everybody should use Behr.
It really transformed the space.
Yeah, it's Behr Adirondack Blue.
Well, I guess I'm not really needed here today.
No.
No, he's gone.
I'm still here. Do your research and get great value at an everyday low price. Only at the Home Depot.
When choosing the right gear to cut, trim, or mow your yard, Ace has all the power you need to get the job done right. Because gas or battery, your local Ace is the destination with the best power brands all under one roof, like Steel, Ego, Milwaukee, and Toro. And with free assembly and delivery or ready for pickup in 15 minutes. Conquering your outdoor projects has never been easier. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Mom, whose room is this?
Oh, I don't know. When you want bedtime, to be a good time.
Good night, sweetheart.
It matters where you stay. Conrad Hotels and Resorts. Hilton for the stay.
Back on Yes in the Gotham Sports app as we wait out a brief rain delay to start tonight's game. 1 to 3 between the Yankees and the Giants. First pitch scheduled for 7:30, so 26 minutes and 5 seconds from now. Jack, you have to fill all of that time here in the studio with maybe some commercial breaks. We'll see how you're doing. That okay?
I think I can handle that. It's early in the season. We have a lot of Notes here. We got a lot of topics we can discuss, and we're not going to listen to that sad sax for much longer than a half an hour, right? We don't like when that comes out. As much as we both like to listen to music, that instrument can stay away all season long.
No doubt about that. Now, we do have a lot of baseball ahead, too. 13 straight games coming up for the Yanks, but they're back home, and we talked about this on our pregame coverage, how important it is for them to be home and play with that different vibe and energy at home.
Yeah, they have been terrific at home so far this year. I mean, they're 4-2, but offensively, they have been a different team at Yankee Stadium, averaging almost 9 runs per game, almost 4 home runs per game. But I also look at the pitching and how they need to stabilize themselves from a pitching perspective. Max Fried has an ERA about 1.5. The rest of the starting rotation, an ERA of over 6. So the Yankees are looking for some strong starts from Stroman and Warren and Rodon this weekend, and it'll start with Stroman tonight. And for him, Bob, it's about getting over those speed bumps that he might hit during games, or maybe it's a walk, maybe it's a base hit. You get some traffic on the bases. Don't let that escalate into something that gets you in trouble.
You mentioned one of the reasons for the Giants' 9-3 start this season. The pitching has been really good. The offense, there are several guys in that lineup that have really been tearing the cover off the ball. So, again, you got to be in pretty good shape out of the gate to be 9-3 like the Giants are. Here's Aaron Boone's impressions of the team that's coming in tonight.
Complete club. They're pitching really well. We're going to see 3 good starting pitchers in this series. You know, obviously brought in Adames, Lee back and healthy. You know, Adames and Chapman on that left side of the infield. We saw what Ramos did last year. They got a really good bullpen. So, and obviously they come in playing really well. So, it's a formidable club. And I mean, that, you know, this is our second NL West team, and obviously looking like a really good division over there.
Aaron, when you look at Devin Williams, you said obviously the control, the command just not there the last couple of times. He said, you know, more reps, trying to get back on. How do you get him more reps? Is it only high leverage situations, or do you consider putting him in other points in time?
Yeah, not really. I mean, when you've gone several days, then obviously, you know, you flip up a plan, but we're starting the, you know, 13 in a row right now. So, you know, he's our closer. So, you know, you're not just going to force him in too much. Again, he's going to get through this. It's just that next layer, next level of strike throwing. And once he does that, he'll be in a good spot.
Neil. What have you seen from Stroman, and what do you need to see from him, you know, moving forward?
Yeah, mostly good. I mean, I feel like, especially as the back end of spring training unfolded, the movement quality really started to get to where he wanted them, meaning the bite on the sinker, the movement on the cutter that I feel like has been really good here these first couple of starts. Been a lot of good in those starts. You know, I thought especially his first start, he gave up the homer down the line, which kind of changed the line a little bit, but otherwise I thought he was pretty sharp overall. He was kind of cruising until that 4th inning in his last start as well. So, you know, for him, obviously not being overpowering, making sure his movement is where he needs it, and then in the strike zone enough. You know, because he's gonna work the edges because he does have command, but you know, making sure he's in the strike zone enough where, you know, the walks don't come back to hurt him.
Meredith.
Aaron, Clark spoke after his rehab start the other day. It seemed like things have gone well. What was the report that you got, and when do you expect to pencil him in?
Yeah, really good. I just actually watched his outing a couple hours ago. I thought he was sharp. Good, strong 4 innings, 61 pitches. So we'll probably insert him now, you know, in 5 or 6 days. But that being said, I haven't even seen him yet. And I want to kind of get through today with weather and see where we're at, and we'll make a decision exactly what we're going to do.
Once that happens, what does that mean for your rotation?
Oh, we'll see. I mean, I want to play tonight and see where we're at, and then we'll kind of map that out a little bit.
Chris, to the left.
Devin's changeup is usually a huge swing and miss pitch for him. He obviously doesn't have that so far in his 4 outings. Do you feel like he has the feel of the changeup right now?
Yeah, I feel like he's, you know, just from the side, I feel like the depth's there to it. I'm seeing a lot of good ones. Look, I did think Detroit took some really good at-bats where they laid off some tough ones, which, changes the leverage a little bit of the at-bat. But again, I think it's just as simple as that next layer of strike throwing to where he's dictating counts, and now he gets unpredictable with, if they want to sell out on the changeup, the fastball then really plays for him. But making sure he's commanding that fastball to set everything up, then he's going to start you'll start to see the chase follow on the changeup. You'll start to see the weak contact on the balls that are in the zone. So for me, it's just a notch better with his strike throwing.
Jack, let's talk a little more about Devin Williams. We had this conversation that his season has sort of started in fits and starts. They didn't really need him a ton that first week when they were winning some of their ball games with a lot of offense. Then he went on the paternity list for 3 or 4 days, and then he's back. So it looks like he's still trying to get his legs underneath him.
Yeah, and he said that after his last game, that he's still trying to figure things out. He's not feeling 100% yet. And one of those questions that Aaron Boone fielded in the press conference was about Williams' changeup. And let's be honest, he needs that pitch to be at its best for him to be at his best. And he hasn't had that yet this season. Just go back to his last outing against the Tigers. He threw his changeup 14 times. 7 of those were balls. 5 of those were fouled off. 1 was a called strike. 1 was a swinging strike. Normally, when he throws that changeup, he's going to get much better results than that. But, Bob, the life of a closer is so interesting because if you do reflect on his last outing, he walked the first batter. He struck out the next 2. He's an out away from being Devin Williams and getting the save, and it's a 4-0 win. But instead, he gave up a couple of hits, and it got away from him. Now the Yankees need him to find it. You don't just suddenly lose your changeup. Right. Devin Williams is going to find that pitch. He's going to find the feel for that pitch, and he is going to be an elite closer for the Yankees. The other thing you don't do is you don't change or get rid of your closer 2 weeks into the season when this guy's been one of the best closers in baseball. That would be akin to taking your starting quarterback out after 1 week and saying, well, we got to go with this other guy. Now, I know Luke Weaver is there, and he can do it, but that is about as big a talk radio take as you could have, and it's not going to happen.
But you've also talked about the changeup. It's like one of those ultimate feel pitches. Is it just possible that, given the weather and everything they've played in, he just doesn't really have a feel for it yet?
So you and I have watched his appearances very closely, and I haven't had the chance to ask Devin Williams this question, but even back to opening day, watching him when he's on the mound, he get a ball from the umpire, toss it out. Get another ball from the umpire, toss it out. So I'm watching that, and I'm watching a pitcher who, as you just said, is trying to get a feel for the pitch, is trying to find something that feels correct in his hand. Devin Williams isn't making any excuses. Everybody's out there in whatever temperature the game is being played. But he's trying to find, as you said, Bob, the feel on a pitch that when it's at its best, it's got about 1.5 feet of horizontal movement. That's how difficult it is to hit. But so far, we've seen a changeup that is flatter than that hasn't had that darting action that he needs it to have.
Just curious, what do you think about the bullpen overall so far? They are coming off the off day. Ian Hamilton just rejoined the bullpen. They're going to have Cousins on the way. They're going to have Loaizaga on the way. So it's been good so far, and it seems like it's just going to get better.
I think Boone has weapons in his bullpen. I think Luke Weaver looms as that 2-inning pitcher. The Yankees have been very happy with Leiter. Yes, he gave up 1 big hit earlier this year, but his fastball velocity is up. They love what he's able to do with the splitter. And he saved the Yankees and saved the game in his last outing, coming in for Williams and able to get that final out. Tim Hill has been Tim Hill, lots of ground ball outs. But the thing about the bullpen, Bob, is what you said. Who's looming? Hamilton just came back. Cousins will come at some point. Loaizaga will come back as well. So I think whoever the Yankees are now, that bullpen's going to be even better when they're 100% healthy.
Hey, I want to remind you, coming up on Monday, it is the premiere of a new Yes docuseries, The Stadium, where we go behind the scenes to see the inner workings of one of the most iconic sports venues in the world. It's going to be on Yes and the Gotham Sports app, but let's get a quick taste of what to expect.
Before we put on our pinstripes, before we take the field, before fans fill the seats hoping to see home runs fly, the cathedral in the Bronx is already buzzing, living, breathing, and ready for baseball. There's an entire city at work, thousands of men and women hustling around the clock so that when you walk through the gates, the greatest experience awaits. These are the people who make the building come alive to ensure everything is in place every single night, ready to usher in 50,000 fans.
You wouldn't believe what happens behind the scenes. The care, the precision, the effort, all to welcome you to the stadium.
People ask me, what do you do for a living? And I say, I work for the Yankees. And they just want to know about it. Like, what's that like? And the reality is before I worked here, I wanted to know what it was like. I wanted to know how do they do this? How do they make this happen? How do they have everything kind of in the right place and clean and ready and the lighting and the whole theater of it?
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
There are so many things that goes into running a successful event, and there are a lot of people who are involved in it. The general public typically has very little idea of what goes into it. And the idea was to showcase and give credit to all the hardworking women and men who put a lot of time and effort and energy into keeping this facility world-class. There is no job or task that we look down on. Everybody does it with an enormous amount of pride. They recognize the logo that they wear on their uniform. It's great to see that kind of energy and pride that the team puts forth to make this place run as effectively and as efficiently as it does. Doug Behar, Senior Vice President, Stadium Operations. No such thing as a typical day here, but we're less than 2 weeks away from opening day. Very exciting. This is the push. It's a full court press on everything we do in the building. As our teams are working not only through the off season, but during the season to keep the stadium up and running, it's a big job. For example, there are 20,000 light bulbs in this stadium. Our electricians are constantly, every day, going through their process. So that just that in itself is a big task. We have more than 1,000 miles of electrical cable. That's more than the distance from Yankee Stadium here in the Bronx to George M. Steinbrenner Field in Tampa. We have our seat guys, and they're checking more than 46,000 seats on a daily basis. They break. Things happen. Every day, that team of folks goes in and checks every seat, makes sure that they're operational. Our Great Hall is more than 30,000 square feet. It's really the focal point that most people, most fans who come into the stadium get to see first. We have close to 500 concession points of sale throughout the stadium. I know we'll be ready. There's a great team of folks that are running through this building. It's 1.3 million square feet of concourse and lighting and infrastructure, and our team of folks from housekeeping to engineering to electrical, field crew, maintenance, carpentry, every one of those groups have been at it. They know what their punch list looks like, and they'll get it done.
The stadium coming your way Monday night, April 14th, after our post-game show. How many light bulbs, Jack?
20,000 light bulbs. I have a problem with trying to change 12. I don't know how many I have in my house, but Doug giving us the behind-the-scenes intel and 1,000 miles of cable.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk into the stadium feeling different about it now, Bob. I'm going to be checking out every light bulb.
I will too. It'll be like, light bulb number 16,435 needs to be replaced. Like, which one is that? Where's the schematic, Jack, for that? I don't know.
It looks like a fun show.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, again, Monday, April 14th, you can see that show. Coming up in about 12 minutes, we think, Jack, we're going to have first pitch. Really good pitching matchup, Stroman against Ray. Let's talk about both of them. Starting with Stroman and what he needs to accomplish tonight against a good Giants lineup.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time with Marcus Stroman. He is a ground ball machine. He throws a ton of sinkers. He wants to get batters to hit the ball on the ground. That's his bread and butter. And he wants to get batters to chase. Marcus Stroman is not a pitcher who can live in the middle of the plate. Aaron Boone talked about this before the game. He's going to pitch to the edges, so it's sinker, slurve, cutter, slider. and trying to get soft contact, trying to get ground balls. And I think on a night like tonight, where even though, Bob, the Yankees have 13 games in the next 13 days, it's a rested bullpen. I think they'd be thrilled with getting 5 solid from Stroman, have a lead, get your relievers in there.
Getting the lead, that's key. It is for every team. We talk about this, but for the Yankees, they're very successful when they get that early lead. They'll try and do that against Robbie Ray. And you could sell me on the fact that he's so fastball heavy, which you told us, like, hey, that's the pitch you're keying on, right? But he has a lot of success with that pitch.
Yeah, he has had a ton of success with his fastball. Batters 3 for 27 against it this year. We mentioned a little bit earlier, only 2 other starting pitchers, Ryan and Green, have thrown fastballs at a higher percentage than Ray. That leads me to believe if you're a Yankee hitter, Bob, you're going up there thinking number 1. Now, you're going to adjust and see what Ray is doing, but I would expect the Yankees to be aggressive against the fastball.
Well, we're about to find out what happens. We're going to get you to the stadium after this. See what I did there with the stadium? That's the new show coming up Monday the 14th. At the stadium, it's Michael Kay, Paul O'Neill with the call, and Meredith reporting. We'll see you on the postgame.
Which are
And the New York Yankees take the field. There it goes! See ya!
And it all comes down to the starting pitcher.
Swing and a miss. Bellinger lets one deep to right center.
Always want to get that first home run out of the way.
Lowe's knows spring brings new growing moments.
I killed it.
And sometimes growing pains.
So it needs food? Full sun, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Plant these together.
Absolutely.
It's for you.
Grow your dream garden.